like I'm close to you, but still so far away. I kiss you, but not in the same way.
Hello and welcome to Home Gupshup. I'd been sharing a lot of tips and decor ideas lately, and I truly miss sharing a productive day at home that I often spend on some days of the week. It's very easy to find happiness in the little things on a day-to-day basis, and these days the biggest reason to bring a smile on our faces at home is the sunshine that fills our homes. The first thing I love doing every morning is arranging my bed. I finish that and only then do I move outside to get anything else done. While I was at work, my little robo helper was also helping me alongside, making my life much easier. On a nice bright day, I think I always have something or the other in my home that needs to be kept outside for sunbathing. And today it was the turn of some of the many baskets that I own. This is the best and a no-cost solution to ensure that the baskets get rid of any moisture or potential issues that may damage the organic material of it. A quick update on the herb plant pot I arranged the other day. For now, it's been doing well. From time to time, I'm removing any damaged leaves whatsoever.
We both escape, trying to.
Today, I'm also gathering some leaves for the morning breakfast. One of you told me that mint tends to take over the entire pot, and honestly, I'd love for that to happen. I will then surely move the rosemary and basil out of the pot in that case.
Till the morning light. Right here in the
I'd love to add a small decorative hut in one corner of this pot someday if possible.
both of us lost in this ugly lie. Right here, all that matters is you and I. So darling, hold on and let's save this night.
Another update that I have today is this incense stick holder that I made some time back using extra mud. I am honestly loving this new DIY holder, especially because the ash bed that gets created over time. It now gives off a beautiful scent each time you pass by. I simply love it.
Playing on repeat. Baby, let's feel every heartbeat.
Now that we are on the topic of DIY, my cleaning solution is also a simple mix of water, essential oil and soap. This mixture does most of the cleaning easily, and the scent is usually that is of my choosing. Like in this case, I've added lemongrass essential oil, so the fragrance is amazing and I love how fresh everything feels. The TV cabinet falls directly in front of the balcony door, which is why it collects dust more often than the rest of the home. Also, the incense sticks have their role to play as well. Let me know if you've tried that incense DIY holder and how you liked it.
Let's save this night.
My productive days often involve doing a host of smaller activities, and mostly on such days when he is working from home, I find our pockets of time in between the day. This morning I made a simple rose milk, and instead of a blender this time I used a frother to mimic the same. Although it doesn't do that good a job really as a blender would. The froth buildup is nice and all, but for cold milk it doesn't last that long. For hot milk though, that's not the case and it does a decent job. This hybrid model of working from home allows for a little bit of everything, and hence this is my favorite.
Things in my
The other day I had shared how I store coffee like things. I think it was in the fridge organization video. While watching that same video later, I realized how the jars weren't looking clean enough and the glass had become cloudy and foggy with multiple uses and handprints. So I washed them after all.
I see myself as a modern girl.
Even after the air drying, I would say it's a good idea to quickly wipe the inside with a tissue just to be sure. These have a beautiful and a very sturdy sealing ring that makes everything airtight in the literal sense.
It's something you can do. Just whisper sweet nothings in my ear. Just whisper sweet nothings in my ear. 'Cause I don't need no broken promises. I only want you to undress and whisper sweet.
Is it just me, or do you also feel that you end up getting way more work done in the first half of the day compared to the second half? I was going about the house flowing just how the sunlight was flowing from one corner to the other of the home as the day progressed, and it was beautiful.
Just whisper sweet nothings in my ear.
Yesterday, while we were on our evening walk, we stopped at the grocery store where we found that the shop folks were stocking up on fresh batches of mushrooms. And we couldn't resist picking a small pack for ourselves since we like mushrooms. The fresher they are, the better. But for those of you who don't like mushrooms, in the recipe today, these can easily be replaced with a combination of sweet corn and spinach. I often use that combo too. So basically what we're going to do is we are going to be chopping mushrooms and cooking it in a little bit of oil. I've used olive oil today along with some chopped garlic. They will slowly release some water and shrink. On the side, I was slicing some pieces of baguette that I'm going to lightly toast in olive oil. It's nice to let the oil soak up the flavors of rosemary before you add the bread. For the mushrooms, I am simply adding 1 tablespoon of all-purpose flour followed by milk to make a nice thick saucy consistency. You can add more or less of the flour to make it more saucy. Now this really tastes yum and it gives off a very cheesy effect without adding any amount of cheese really. Both of us were discussing how we could potentially plan a year ahead in terms of travel, and so we had our own choices of cities and countries we'd prefer visiting.
No one's
I love taking advantage of the sun during the day to clearly see what part needs more cleaning. And the TV area was definitely my target on this day, as you can clearly tell. I avoid spraying the screen directly, and usually after one wipe down with a dry cloth, I spray the solution onto the cleaning cloth itself to further clean the screen surface. Next weekend we're off for our fortnightly grocery run, so a week before that I usually look through what's left in the pantry. I found one last packet of custard powder and some jelly powder that had been lying around for ages, so I thought, why not make something nice? The month of May has so many holidays for us here in Berlin, even some midweek ones, so I felt a little treat is well deserved. Custard and jelly always remind me of my childhood. Mom used to make it only when we begged her the entire week. It felt like such a treat after that. I followed the packet instructions today, so nothing fancy, it's pretty easy to make. If you've got kids at home, maybe this could be a fun summer dessert for them too, and maybe you could make it in the upcoming summer holidays. The shelf for cups and bowls in one of my kitchen cabinet had long been ignored, and it kept collecting more and more things over time. Now my idea for a fresh summertime is to make sure that the cabinets are all cleaned up, wiped down, and the lesser the stuff the better. So I usually remove all unnecessary things. When adding in the custard powder, you can switch off the flame and you have to keep stirring continuously so that it doesn't form any lumps. I sometimes like to set everything in one single dish, layer by layer, but today I'm simply pouring them in random containers. I'm not layering anything. I've used a fresh cabinet liner this time since the old one had way too many prints and marks on it. I like to keep the liners plain and simple for a clean and minimal look. The other day my friends told me that we have seen you have a cup cabinet and that you definitely don't need any more mugs, which is why we dropped the idea of gifting you that. I was wondering if showing my home around like this is helpful or really not. Something to think about. Anyways, I've been using this organizer to hang cups for more than 2 years now, and I think it does save a lot of space. Let me know if you have any new ideas to store mugs and the likes.
Lost again, going back around, dreaming of a time when I get things right. Lost in the shadows of a million stars. Shouldn't they enlighten my near and far? Shouldn't they at all just tell me where you are? Send a prayer if I'm out of luck. Send a little love and I'll make it back. Baby, I'm stuck with a halfway heart. Slip away if I come too far.
I know I've been all talks about summer in this video and the sunshine, but I will not lie that we are still seeing a lot of colder winds and temperatures over here, which means our sweaters aren't going anywhere, not even in the trunk, until the end of this month. I like to fold them every day so that there isn't much of a pile up. I'd been wanting to share this one recipe with you folks for so long now, mainly because I had tried a smaller batch of it last month and it turned out so nice that I was confident I could now shoot it as well. The best part is I'm not going to be using an oven today or the air fryer, but simply an Appe pan to make this. Beginning with combining sugar and oil, whisking it very little and then combining some part of milk as well. In another bowl, combine the dry ingredients. So today we are taking all-purpose flour, baking soda and baking powder along with cocoa powder. Sift them in slowly to keep the batter airy and light. So this process don't skip, it's important. Then using a spatula fold everything together. I preheated my Appe pan and sprayed it with oil. We are only going to be filling the molds halfway because there's more to come. Once they've formed a base maybe the outside layer is slightly cooked, I added chocolate chunks to the center and then I topped up with a little more batter. Cover the pan and then cook on the lowest heat possible. You want them cooked through and that chocolate melted just right. Flip when you're ready and you could also test it with a skewer. Now that's it, done. They turn out soft, gooey and rich, all without needing any fancy tools. They are best enjoyed warm with the melted chocolate inside. I've linked my Appe pan in the description below in case you want to try it too, and the link is for Amazon India since that is where I got this from. The day turned out to be super productive. Between all the little tasks and planning ahead for the coming week, it felt like a day well spent. Let me know what you thought of today's vlog and if you'd like more of these home style videos in the weeks ahead. Until next time, here's Home Gupshup signing off.